Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of one of America's most mysterious hidden treasures, the American George Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, this old, dirty coin may look like ordinary pocket change, but what if it could be worth far more than its face value? In this video, we'll uncover the history, rarity, surprising facts, valuable errors, and incredible collector demand surrounding this iconic U.S. quarter. You might even discover that a forgotten coin sitting in your collection, piggy bank, or coin jar could be worth a small fortune. So stay tuned until the very end, because this ordinary-looking quarter may hold an extraordinary secret that every coin enthusiast needs to know. Let's get started. First up in the 1982 George Washington quarter dollar may look like nothing more than an old dirty coin found in a drawer, coin jar, or forgotten collection. But for coin enthusiasts and collectors across the United States, this historic quarter represents an important chapter in American numismatic history. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1982, this coin carries the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the iconic eagle design on the reverse that was used for decades before the state quarters program transformed the series. While millions of these quarters were produced for circulation, surviving examples in exceptional condition have become increasingly difficult to find because many entered heavy circulation immediately after release. The year 1982 is especially notable because the United States Mint did not produce official uncirculated mint sets for collectors, making high-grade examples scarcer than many people realize. This unique circumstance has helped create significant interest among collectors who constantly search through old change and inherited collections, hoping to discover a well-preserved 1982 quarter. One of the most fascinating facts about the 1982 Washington quarter is that it was produced during a period when the United States economy was facing major challenges, including inflation and recessionary pressures. As a result, coin production priorities shifted toward meeting circulation demands rather than creating special collector products. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters that year, but because most were immediately released into commerce, pristine specimens are surprisingly uncommon today. When collectors inspect a dirty or worn 1982 quarter, they are examining a coin that may have passed through thousands of hands over 4 decades, witnessing everyday American life from the early 1980s through the modern era. This historical journey adds a layer of intrigue that makes these coins much more than simple pocket change. The design of the 1982 quarter remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. The obverse features George Washington, the first president of the United States, whose portrait was originally introduced on the quarter in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of his birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the portrait reflects strength, dignity, and leadership. The reverse displays a majestic heraldic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military preparedness, while olive branches beneath represent peace. Every detail on the coin carries symbolic meaning, and collectors often examine worn examples closely to identify remaining design elements that reveal how much circulation the coin experienced. Even dirty examples can preserve surprising detail that makes them desirable to hobbyists. When discussing value, it is important to understand that most circulated 1982 quarters are worth only face value or slightly more. However, condition changes everything in the world of coin collecting. A quarter with strong luster, minimal wear, and sharp details can command significantly higher prices than an ordinary circulated specimen. Coins graded in mint state condition by professional grading services often attract strong attention from collectors because truly high-grade examples are difficult to locate. Some exceptional specimens have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, demonstrating how dramatically value can increase when rarity and preservation combine. This possibility fuels countless treasure hunting stories and keeps collectors searching through old coin rolls and forgotten savings jars. Another reason the 1982 quarter receives attention is the possibility of mint errors. Era coins are among the most exciting discoveries in numismatics because they result from mistakes during the minting process. Collectors search for off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, die cracks, and other unusual characteristics that distinguish a coin from normal production pieces. A genuine mint error on a 1982 P quarter can increase value dramatically depending on the type and severity of the error. Some rare errors have sold for substantial sums, creating headlines that inspire people to inspect every old quarter they encounter. While most dirty quarters will not contain valuable errors, the possibility is enough to keep the hunt alive. The metal composition of the 1982 P Washington quarter also reflects a significant period in American coinage history. Like other quarters produced after 1965, the coin is composed of a copper core sandwiched between layers of copper-nickel alloy. This clad composition replaced the earlier 90% silver content used before rising silver prices made precious metal coinage impractical for circulation. Although the 1982 P quarter contains no silver, collectors still appreciate it because of its historical significance and condition rarity. Many people mistakenly assume that only silver coins can be valuable, but the market consistently proves that scarcity, demand, and grade are often more important factors than metal content alone. For collectors, finding a high-quality 1982 P quarter in circulation today is becoming increasingly difficult. Decades of use have left most examples heavily worn, scratched, stained, or damaged. Dirty coins often appear unattractive at first glance, but experienced numismatists know that appearances can be deceiving. Cleaning a coin is generally discouraged because improper cleaning can permanently damage surfaces and reduce collector value. Instead, experts recommend leaving coins in their original state until they can be evaluated properly. A seemingly ordinary dirty quarter could still possess desirable characteristics that make it appealing to collectors, particularly if it retains strong detail beneath accumulated grime and circulation marks. The growing popularity of online coin collecting communities has also increased awareness of the 1982 P Washington quarter. Videos, auctions, and social media posts frequently highlight surprising sales results for rare high-grade examples, encouraging newcomers to learn more about the hobby. Stories of valuable discoveries hidden among everyday change capture public imagination because they suggest that remarkable treasures might still be waiting in ordinary places. While sensational claims often exaggerate potential values, they also introduce millions of people to the fascinating world of numismatics and encourage careful examination of coins that might otherwise be overlooked. Ultimately, the 1982 P George Washington quarter dollar represents much more than 25 cents. It serves as a tangible connection to American history, economic challenges of the early 1980s, and the enduring legacy of George Washington. Whether found in a collection, inherited from family members, or discovered in a dusty coin jar, each example carries a story shaped by decades of circulation and survival. Although only the finest specimens and rare era varieties achieve impressive auction prices, every 1982 P quarter offers a glimpse into the rich and fascinating world of coin collecting. For treasure hunters and history enthusiasts alike, this old and often dirty coin remains a compelling reminder that extraordinary stories can sometimes be hidden in the most ordinary places. Next up in the 1994 D George Washington quarter dollar may look like just another old coin covered in dirt, scratches, and decades of circulation wear, but hidden beneath that worn surface is a fascinating piece of American history. Produced at the Denver Mint in 1994, this quarter was part of the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of America's first president, George Washington. More than 1.2 billion quarters were struck at Denver during 1994, making it a common date in terms of mintage. Yet collectors continue searching through rolls and old collections because certain examples can still be surprisingly valuable. When an old dirty 1994 D quarter emerges from a forgotten jar, pocket change collection, or estate sale, it sparks excitement because condition, errors, and unusual characteristics can dramatically influence its worth. What appears ordinary at first glance can become a fascinating discovery once examined closely. To truly appreciate the 1994 D quarter, it is important to understand the design that millions of Americans carried every day. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1994. On the reverse stands the iconic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and peace. The mint mark D located on the obverse identifies the coin as being struck at the Denver Mint. Although billions were produced, every coin represents a snapshot of American commerce during the early 1990s, a period marked by economic growth, technological advancement, and significant changes in modern American society. One reason collectors pay attention to old dirty coins is that appearance alone does not determine value. Many people mistakenly clean their coins, believing they are increasing their worth, but professional numismatists often prefer original surfaces. A naturally aged 1994 D quarter may display decades of circulation marks, tunning, and accumulated grime that confirm its authenticity and history. Cleaning can damage microscopic surface details and leave unnatural hairline scratches that reduce collector demand. Therefore, when someone discovers a dirty 1994 D quarter, experts typically recommend leaving it untouched until it can be properly evaluated. What seems like dirt may actually be part of the coin's original patina, preserving evidence of its long journey through countless hands and transactions. Another factor that makes the 1994 D quarter interesting is the possibility of mint errors. While most examples are worth only face value in circulated condition, error coins can command significant premiums. Collectors actively search for off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, and other production anomalies. Even a minor minting mistake can transform an otherwise common quarter into a highly sought-after collectible. Because billions of coins passed through high-speed minting presses, occasional errors were inevitable. These rare mistakes provide a glimpse into the manufacturing process and create unique varieties that stand apart from standard issues. For many treasure hunters, the dream is finding an unusual 1994 D quarter hidden among ordinary pocket change. Condition remains one of the most important elements influencing value. A heavily worn quarter that spent decades in circulation may be worth only 25 cents unless it possesses a rare error. However, examples preserved in uncirculated condition tell a different story. Coins showing strong luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks can attract collector interest. Professional grading services evaluate coins using standardized numerical grades, with higher grades generally commanding stronger prices. In exceptional mint state grades, certain 1994 D quarters have sold for amounts far above face value because pristine examples become increasingly difficult to locate as the years pass. Collectors are willing to pay premiums for coins that appear almost exactly as they did when leaving the mint. The story of the Denver Mint adds another layer of interest to this coin. The facility has been producing American coinage for generations and has played a major role in supplying circulating coins throughout the United States. During 1994, advanced minting technology enabled the production of enormous quantities of quarters to meet national demand. Yet even with modern equipment, subtle variations occurred from die wear, metal flow, and production conditions. Numismatists carefully study these differences to identify unusual varieties and better understand the minting process. Every 1994 D quarter serves as a small historical artifact, linking collectors to the operations of one of America's most important coin-producing facilities. For many collectors, the excitement of a 1994 D quarter lies not only in its potential value, but also in the thrill of the hunt. People regularly search coin rolls, bank boxes, inherited collections, and forgotten containers filled with spare change. Stories occasionally emerge of valuable error coins being discovered where nobody expected them. While most 1994 D quarters are common, the possibility of finding a rare variety keeps enthusiasts searching. The hobby combines history, research, patience, and luck turning an everyday object into an exciting treasure hunt. Each coin examined could reveal an overlooked detail that transforms it from ordinary currency into a collectible prize. The market for modern quarters has grown substantially as online auctions and grading services have made collecting more accessible. A dirty old quarter once ignored in a drawer can now be photographed, researched, and compared with known varieties worldwide. Collectors use magnification tools to inspect lettering, mint marks, and strike characteristics, hoping to identify unusual features. Social media and video platforms have also increased public interest by highlighting dramatic auction results and rare discoveries. Although sensational claims often exaggerate values, genuine high-grade and error examples continue to attract attention from serious collectors seeking additions to their collections. Ultimately, the 1994 D. George Washington quarter represents far more than 25 cents. It embodies American history, craftsmanship, commerce, and the enduring appeal of coin collecting. Whether found in circulation, inherited from a family member, or pulled from an old coin jar covered in decades of dirt and wear, each quarter tells a story. Most examples remain common, yet the possibility of rare errors, exceptional preservation, or unusual varieties keeps collectors fascinated. Before spending an old 1994 D quarter, it is always worth taking a closer look. That seemingly ordinary coin could reveal a hidden chapter of numismatic history and become one of the most interesting discoveries in a collector's journey. Next up in the 1981 D. George Washington quarter dollar is one of those coins that many people overlook every day, yet it represents an important chapter in the history of United States coinage. Minted at the famous Denver Mint in Denver, Colorado, this quarter was produced during a period when the American economy was experiencing inflation, changing metal prices, and evolving collecting habits. While millions of these quarters entered circulation, finding an original 1981 D quarter today with strong details can still be exciting for collectors. Many old and dirty examples found in drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten collections have survived decades of circulation, carrying scratches, discoloration, and signs of everyday use that tell a fascinating story of American commerce. Every worn mark on the coin reflects years of passing from hand to hand across the United States, making each surviving example a small historical artifact. The obverse of the 1981 D. Washington quarter features the iconic portrait of George Washington, a design that has appeared on American quarters since 1932. Sculpted by renowned artist John Flanagan, the portrait honors Washington's leadership during the American Revolution and his role as the nation's first president. On a circulated and dirty 1981 D quarter, the high points of Washington's hair and cheek often show significant wear. Nevertheless, even heavily circulated examples continue to display the dignity and strength associated with the design. Collectors often enjoy examining these older quarters because they reveal how coins age naturally over decades of use, creating unique patterns of wear that differ from coin to coin. Turning to the reverse side, collectors find the familiar American eagle design standing proudly with outstretched wings. This powerful image symbolizes freedom, strength, and national pride. The eagle rests above a bundle of arrows, while olive branches appear below, representing both military readiness and the desire for peace. On dirty circulated examples, the eagle's breast feathers and wing details are often the first areas to wear down. Despite this wear, the reverse remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. The combination of Washington on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse helped make the quarter one of the most beloved denominations among Americans throughout the 20th century. One reason collectors pay attention to the 1981 D quarter is its mintage history. During 1981, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters for circulation, ensuring that these coins became common in everyday transactions. However, while ordinary circulated pieces are generally worth face value, collectors are always searching for exceptional examples with strong strikes, original surfaces, and minimal wear. High-grade specimens preserved since the year of issue can command significant premiums compared to ordinary circulated coins. This difference in value demonstrates how condition can dramatically influence a coin's desirability and market price, even when the original mintage was large. Another fascinating aspect of the 1981 D quarter involves mint errors and varieties. Throughout the history of coin production, mechanical problems and die imperfections occasionally created unusual coins that attract strong collector interest. Some collectors carefully inspect 1981 D quarters under magnification, looking for doubled dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, or other manufacturing anomalies. While genuine valuable errors are relatively uncommon, discovering one can transform an ordinary-looking quarter into a highly sought-after collectible. This treasure-hunting aspect of coin collecting keeps enthusiasts examining rolls of quarters and old coin jars in hopes of uncovering a hidden rarity. The composition of the 1981 D quarter also reflects an important era in American coinage. Unlike quarters minted before 1965, which contained 90% silver, the 1981 D quarter is composed of a copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper nickel. This clad composition was adopted to reduce production costs as silver prices increased. Although the coin lacks precious metal content, it remains historically significant because it represents the modern era of circulating American coinage. Many beginning collectors learn about the transition from silver to clad coinage through quarters like the 1981 D, making it an educational piece as well as a collectible one. For many collectors, the appeal of a dirty 1981 D quarter extends beyond its monetary value. Coins serve as miniature time capsules, preserving evidence of the years through which they have traveled. A heavily circulated quarter may have been used to purchase groceries, gasoline, newspapers, or countless everyday necessities during the early 1980s. It may have passed through the hands of students, workers, travelers, and families across America. Every scratch, stain, and worn edge contributes to a story that no pristine mint-state coin can fully replicate. This connection to real history often makes circulated coins especially meaningful to enthusiasts. The market for Washington quarters continues to grow as new generations discover coin collecting. Certified high-grade examples of the 1981 D quarter can sell for substantially more than face value, particularly if they exhibit outstanding preservation and strong mint luster. Professional grading services evaluate factors such as strike quality, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal when assigning grades. Collectors seeking investment-quality examples often compete for the finest-known specimens, while casual hobbyists enjoy assembling affordable date and mintmark sets that include the 1981 D issue. This broad appeal helps maintain steady interest in the coin decades after its release. Ultimately, the 1981 D George Washington quarter dollar demonstrates how even a common circulating coin can hold historical importance and collecting potential. Whether discovered in an old piggy bank, inherited collection, or pocket change, this quarter represents a tangible piece of American history. While most circulated dirty examples are not worth a fortune, their connection to the past, their classic design, and the possibility of finding an exceptional variety continue to fascinate collectors around the world. Before spending an old 1981 D quarter, it is always worth taking a closer look, because every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can be far more valuable than its 25-cent face value.